How much money do you need to start dropshipping on Shopify in 2025? This is a question that I receive almost every single day from every person that I talk to. In case you don't know who I am, let me get the intro out of the way really quick. My name is Tyler Bowles. I'm a college student. I'm 20 years old, and I recently made $31,000 on my Shopify store, which you can see right here. I have a Discord server of about 114 members where I'm mentoring everybody. Some of them are for free, and some of them are in my premium Discord subscription. If you do want more information on that, make sure you check the description and the comments. I'll probably keep a link of the server down there. But anyway, today we're going to be looking at several factors to see how much money you really need to get started in doing what we do. Now, some of the factors that I'm going to include in this are going to be things like ads, business phone number, business email, your LLC costs, your Shopify subscription, and your domain name. Now I want to preface this, and I want to start off this video by saying you do not need a certain amount of money. You don't need a certain dollar amount to start on Shopify. This is kind of just an estimation, and it's coming from my personal experience, so around the same amount of money that I've spent in my first couple months. And I also want to let you know that we're going to be looking at how much money you're going to spend in the first 2 months of your store. So when we say starting out, we're talking about the first 2 months, okay? Here we go. We're going to jump right into it. And the first cost we're going to be looking at is the LLC cost. In case you guys didn't know, in order to start a business, you are going to need paperwork. You're going to need to file for an LLC in your state government. I am located in the state of Georgia, so the cost to set up your LLC varies state to state. I think on Google it said it can be anywhere from $35 to $500, so it really just depends. It's not going to be that much, guys. Mine in Georgia is $50, and it is an annual recurring cost, so that means every single year you do have to pay $50. I just got done paying mine. It's due, I believe, April 1st. So the day that I'm filming this, so I made sure to do that a couple weeks in advance. But yes, so the first cost is going to be your filing fee for your LLC, and for me it is $50. So we are at $50 so far. Now, the next item that you're going to have to pay for when you're starting off on Shopify is, of course, the Shopify subscription. Now, they do have multiple plans that you can choose from. Obviously, you're going to want to go with the cheapest one to start out, which is the basic plan. And the basic plan is currently listed at $39 a month. Now, if you do want to get your Shopify subscription for cheaper than this, if you use my affiliate link, which I will leave in the comments and in the description below, then you will be able to start your subscription for only $1 a month. And depending on how quickly you do it, you'll be able to do it for $1 a month for your first 3 months. They have a deal that's going on right now. It's an exclusive deal, and it's not going to be there forever, where if you start soon, right after watching this video, then you will be able to start your subscription for only $1 a month for the first 3 months. So please take advantage of that. You're saving a lot of money. You're giving yourself a lot of time to really develop your store and get to where you need to be, get your first couple sales. Now, the next thing that we're going to be taking a look at is the domain name. So basically what a domain name is a domain is the website URL. So when you go to a website, for example, youtube.com, youtube.com is YouTube's domain name, and that is something that they have to pay for, and it's a recurring fee, so you can choose to pay it yearly, and I think you could pay it monthly as well. So there's not really any way to get a gauge on how much this is going to cost. It's really up to you on how much you want to spend for it. You're basically going to come up with a brand name for your store, and then you're going to get a domain name that goes hand in hand with that brand name. So if my store's brand was called I Sell Glasses, then I would probably want to do something like isellglasses.com or isellglasses.store or something like that. Now keep in mind, the more rare it is and the less high demand that URL is, the cheaper it's going to be. So if I were to try to do I love glass or whatever I said, isellglasses.com, then it's probably going to cost more than if I were to say isellglasses.store, because a lot of people generally want to go with that .com. And I think that you should too. I honestly think you should prioritize the .com URLs over any other URL. But if you really need this name and the .com is too expensive or is not available, then I would say probably go with .store. .store is generally a pretty good one. especially for drop shippers. People don't really bat an eye towards that. But yeah, we're just going to say varies in this category because it's completely random. I'm paying, I think mine was $15 a year for my domain name. So $15. So it's not usually going to be very expensive, just to give you guys a sort of example. Now, the next factor we're going to look at, which is going to cost you a little bit, is the Google business email. You are going to want to have a business email that's separate from your personal one. Imagine if I emailed all my customers at my personal email and it has my birth year in it and it's my full name. It just doesn't look good, and it's at gmail.com. You don't want to use an at gmail.com for your customer service. So you're going to want to get a Google business email. You can get these from other places too, like GoDaddy and other websites like that. But it's just a little easier for me to use Google, and it's pretty cheap. It's only $6 a month or around there. I think it might be around $7 a month for a Google business email. I forgot what the actual name of that is. I think it's called Google Suite. So if you look up Google Suite business email, that's how you'll be able to start your subscription. And I believe you do already need to have your domain set up before you do this, because you want your domain, the end of your email, to be the same as your URL. So if my URL is iloveglasses.com, then my email is going to be tyler@iloveglasses.com or info@iloveglasses.com, customer support @iloveglasses.com. You get the gist. All right. And speaking of Google business email, this next one is something that a lot of people feel like they don't need. But once I implemented this onto my store, I started making lots more sales and getting lots more trustworthy reviews, lots of good reviews. And that is a Google business phone number. So you're going to want to look up Google Voice phone number, and you're going to get yourself a Google phone number for your business that is different than your personal phone number, because you probably don't want your personal phone number floating around the internet and on your website and all your customers have access to your phone number. That would just get way too tiring, way too quick. It's easier when you have your personal life and your business separated. So the cost for the Google business phone number is going to be about $10 a month. So it is going to be about $10 a month. It's not too bad. It's something that you can notice a little bit, but it's not too bad. All right. And I want to point out that a lot of these costs aren't bad at all. Don't let the cost of starting a store discourage you, because I want to remind you, this isn't a bill, it's an investment. You're spending, for example, $10 a month now, but you're doing it so that you can end up making $30,000 a month later on. Okay, guys? So it's not like you're just throwing money away or going to a store and buying some clothes or anything like that. This is something that's going to make you money in the future. All right? So just keep that in mind as I'm listing off all these prices. Now, the next and final factor that I want to look at, and is also the priciest one, I had to save the priciest one for last so that you guys didn't get scared off in the first 10 seconds of the video. That is your ads cost. Now, this is probably going to get its own complete segment in this YouTube video, just because people always want to know, how much am I going to spend on ads if I'm drop shipping on Shopify? Now, before we get into that, I want to let you all know I'm what's known as an authorized reseller. I made a video that details what this business model is and how I've been able to make money with it for the last year or so. So go ahead and check out that video. You can either check it out now and then come back here and learn more about the ads, or you can wait until this video is over and then you can go check that video out. I'll probably link it in the description as well, but make sure you click this iCard if you don't see it in the description. So the way that I run my ads is I don't really do social media ads that much. The ads that I run are called Google Standard Shopping Ads, which basically means that my products will pop up at the top of Google and it'll show the product name, it'll show the link, it'll show the product price, and the product images when somebody searches for that particular item. So Google Ads actually has this beautiful, beautiful promo that you're definitely going to want to take use of, where they will basically give you a $500 ads credit if you spend $500 on your Google Ads in the first 60 days. 60 days. Now, I know $500 sounds like a lot, but spending $500 in 60 days is not anything crazy. As a matter of fact, if you do the math on it, you'll notice that $500 spent in 60 days is actually only $8.33 a day. So your daily ads budget would be about $8.33 a day. To make it safe and make sure that you actually get that promotion, you might want to leave it at $9 a day. But yeah, so you'd be running your Google ads at $9 a day, which is also why I always suggest that people have a job or a source of income when they're starting out on Shopify. This is supposed to be a side hustle. It's supposed to be something that you do on the side and that you are getting your money from somewhere else, and you can push some of that money into this every month and it'll eventually carry you out of the water. Okay, so try to start off with a job or a source of income. You cannot come into this with nothing in your pockets and just assume that it's going to blow up overnight and it's going to take you to the promised land. That is not how this works. It's going to be years, months. Honestly, expect years. Like, I started on Shopify at 12 years old, and you can see that in this video right here that I just posted. I started on Shopify at 12 years old. I didn't make my first sale on a Shopify store until I was about 16. All right. And I didn't make my first $1,000 until I was about 18, and so on and so forth. So it really can take years and years of dedication and mistakes. But yeah, so you're going to be spending about $500 in the first 60 days on your Google ads, only $8.33 a day. So now we're going to go ahead and tally all this up. In the first month of dropshipping on Shopify, you should expect to spend about $316.90 on the first month of your store. Now, keep in mind, this is without the cost of your domain. So assuming your domain is in the $10 to $20 range, you could end up spending on the high end $336.90. But on average, it's going to be around $316.90. And keep in mind, there's other factors. There's so many factors that play into this. So if you end up starting your store and then your first month ends up costing you $500 or $400, and then you come back to this video and you say, well, Tyler, I didn't spend $316. I spent $400. That's just how it works. Okay. It's not there. This is an estimate. It's not going to be exact. There is no exact number. Now for the second month, notice how some of these costs are monthly recurring charges and other ones are one-time purchases. The second month is obviously not going to cost you as much. It's actually going to total at about $266.90 in that second month, leaving us with a grand total of $583.80. So to answer the question, how much money do I need to get started on Shopify in 2025? You're probably going to need about $583.80 if you are becoming an authorized reseller like I am. Hopefully I was able to answer a lot of your questions in this video. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment down below. I'm here to help everyone, any and everyone that I can. Like I said, make sure you join that Discord server. We have about 115 members already, and we do have about, I think, 10 members in premium. So if you want to get started quick and you want to hit the ground running, I would definitely suggest joining that premium. It's currently at $10 a month and it is going up soon. Anyone that joins premium at a certain price, your price will stay the same for a lifetime. So if you joined it while it's at $10 a month and next year it ends up being $50 a month because my store is blowing up and whatever, yours would still be $10 a month. So I'm rewarding my day ones. And yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys off with that. Make sure you leave a leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe for the channel if you like this type of content. If you want to learn more about Shopify, e-commerce, investing your money, side hustles, all that type of thing, I'm here to help you. All right. I'm gonna see y'all later.